Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex, and today we're looking at a paper from the Hugging Face trending list, published just yesterday, which introduces a training-free method to achieve a six-fold context expansion in a specific type of language model. The paper is titled LongLLaDA, Unlocking Long Context Capabilities in Diffusion LLMs. Alright, so this paper is the first systematic look at how a class of models called large language diffusion models handle really long text. Now, unlike standard auto-regressive models that build text word by word, these diffusion models work differently, and it turns out this gives them some unique advantages. For instance, they maintain a stable perplexity, which is a measure of how surprised a model is by new data, even when the text gets much longer than what they were trained on. We'll also see a cool phenomenon called local perception, which is pretty fascinating. Building on that idea of stable perplexity, these first two charts really bring the point home. On the left, we see perplexity plotted against context length for both the diffusion model, LLaDA 8b, and a standard auto-regressive model, LLaMA 3. Notice how LLaMA 3's perplexity just skyrockets past its training limit of 8,000 tokens. But the LLaDA models, they stay flat. On the right, we have retrieval accuracy from a needle in a haystack test. Again, LLaMA 3 fails completely past 8K. While LLaDA shows a more graceful decline, which is that local perception we mentioned. So this set of heat maps gives us a visual on that needle in a haystack test. In this test, a specific fact is hidden somewhere in a long text, and the model has to find it. Here, green means a high score. The model found the fact, and red means it failed. You can see the LLaMA 3 models on the right hit a hard wall, failing completely past 8,000 tokens. But the LLaDA models on the left show that local perception. They still succeed when the fact is in the most recent part of the text, even at 24,000 tokens. So digging deeper into that local perception, these four heat maps show the LLaDA model again on that needle in a haystack test. The key difference here is a parameter called sampling steps. Now, sampling steps are part of how a diffusion model generates its answer. More steps generally lead to a more refined output. And you can clearly see that as the number of sampling steps increases from 1 up to 16, the green area of success gets larger. This means the model can find the hidden fact deeper in the text, improving its local perception. Okay, so improving sampling steps is one way to boost performance. But the authors found an even more powerful, training-free method. These four heat maps show the results of applying something called rotary position embedding scaling, or rope scaling. This is a technique that adjusts how the model understands the position of words in a very long text. Each chart uses a different scaling factor. You can see that with the right factor, like 14 or 31, the model achieves nearly perfect recall. That's the solid green area, all the way out to 24,000 tokens. Moving from those heat maps to the hard numbers, this table breaks down performance on the ruler benchmark at different context lengths. We see scores for needle in a haystack, question answering, and a new one, aggregation tasks. These are tasks where the model has to combine information from all over the text. And the results are pretty interesting. While the LLaDA models struggle with aggregation compared to LLaMA 3, they actually do surprisingly better on question answering tasks, especially at longer contexts where LLaMA 3 just completely fails. This really highlights the specific strengths of these diffusion models. So to wrap things up, this was a really foundational look into how large language diffusion models handle long texts. The key takeaway is that these models, which build their answers by refining noise instead of word by word, show this amazing stability and a unique local perception. They can still see recent information, even when the full context gets too long. And critically, this behavior allows for training-free context extension using techniques like rotary position embedding scaling. It's a fascinating new direction. That's all for this week's Roundup. Thanks for listening.